In the day's other headlines, the Biden administration announced it's expanding health coverage to hundreds of thousands of people brought to the U.S. illegally as children. So-called DACA recipients will be eligible to apply for Medicaid and health insurance exchanges under the Affordable Care Act. The change is set to take effect by the end of the month. President Biden played up the shared history and shared values of Ireland and the United States today. It was the second day of his three-day visit. The president addressed the Irish Parliament and paid tribute to American and Irish unity on key issues, including aid for Ukraine against Russian aggression.
Ireland remembers what it means to have to flee home, leaving everything behind to begin again on foreign shores. The Irish people have generously opened their hearts, their homes, and you've welcomed, as you said, nearly 80,000 Ukrainian refugees.
Mr. Biden winds up his trip tomorrow. Former President Trump gave a second deposition today in a lawsuit over his business practices in New York State. Trump raised his fist in the air as he left his Manhattan apartment heading to the appointment. The state attorney general alleges his family misrepresented the value of company assets. Mr. Trump refused to answer most questions at an earlier deposition, citing his right against self-incrimination. The U.S. Senate will be asked next week to replace California Democrat Dianne Feinstein temporarily on the Judiciary Committee. She made the request on Wednesday amid calls for her resignation. Feinstein, who is 89, has been ill and has not voted since mid-February. Replacing her on the closely divided Judiciary panel would let action resume on federal judge nominees. North Korea has fired another long-range missile, but this one may be something new. The U.S., Japan, and South Korea say the weapon may have been solid-fueled, making it more mobile and harder to detect. The launch drew sharp criticism from Japan, where officials initially ordered some people to take shelter.
This launch is an outrageous act that escalates the provocation against the entire international community. North Korea's series of actions, including repeated launches of ballistic missiles, threatens peace and security. It is absolutely unacceptable.
The missile flew 600 miles and landed in the ocean between the Korean peninsula and Japan. In France, protesters staged a 12th round of strikes over plans to raise the retirement age to 64. Today's rallies drew smaller turnouts than in weeks past. In Paris, some in the crowds clashed with police, who fired tear gas and charged at demonstrators. Tomorrow, France's Constitutional Council is to decide whether the retirement legislation passes legal muster. Back in this country, inflation at the wholesale level eased sharply in March, falling to an annual rate of 2.7%. That is down from 4.7% in February and the lowest in more than 2 years. And on Wall Street, the inflation news boosted hopes that the Federal Reserve will dial back interest rate hikes. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 383 points, or 1%, to close at 34,029. The Nasdaq rose 2%. The S&P 500 was up 1.3%. And visionary fashion designer Mary Quant, sometimes called the mother of the miniskirt, has died at her home in Surrey, England. Her miniskirts, hot pants, and other bold styles defined Britain's swinging 60s era. Some compared her influence on fashion to the Beatles' impact on pop music. Mary Quant was 93 years old. Still to come on the NewsHour, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas under renewed scrutiny for a real estate deal with a Republican donor. False alarms of school shootings put teachers, students, and parents on edge. Fox News goes on trial in the defamation case brought by Dominion Voting Systems. A music organization takes on the challenge of diversifying classical music nationwide, plus much more.
This is the PBS NewsHour from WETA Studios in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.